Impressive. Most impressive.
Konnichiwa guys, RK9 here, giving you a League of Legends guide for the hero / champion Cho'Gath. Alright, for those of you who don't know what League of Legends is, I'll be covering that later on in another video. Excuse me there, I had to burp.
Minions have spawned.
I will make sure to cover the basics of Cho'Gath, his playstyle, how I personally play him, and just some other tricks and tips I can give you. Alright, so my main build on Summoner's Rift, which is the classic 5 versus 5 in League of Legends, is I start off with Boots of Speed, go over to consumables, and I get 2 health potions. Okay. And I start out with Rupture. I do not max that out first. That is the second I max out. I max out Feral Scream first because that's going to be his main punch, if you will. And then Vorpal Spikes just gets 1 rank at level 3. Or depending on who I'm facing and what lane I'm in and whatnot. Obviously I'm facing a bot, just to kind of give you just kind of a general sense of how this character works and what his main concepts are exactly. So also do your best to last hit minions if you're in mid, or if you're really in any lane, you'll get extra gold for last hitting. So just kind of keep that in mind. The reason I main Cho'Gath is because he's really my playstyle. He's just kind of in your face, I'm gonna get you type of play. So, going to take Feral Scream next, just because if you're midding, you don't really know what your opponent may have, or if you're gonna get ganked or whatnot. And it's always nice to kind of have a silence with Feral Scream. I will run over the abilities real quick. Just give me 1 second here to pull back and not concentrate on the fight. Alright, apologize for the snipples. I still kind of have a cold. Well, I'm going to have a cold for the next like 4 months, so yay me. Okay, Cho'Gath is a support tank / assassin. He's all of the above, in my opinion. He's an assassin because he has a lot of stun, silence, and burst damage. He's a tank because every time he feasts, he gains additional health, which stacks 6 times, which is ridiculous. He also grows in size. He actually will get to be the size of the turret. So that's actually pretty big. His moves are Rupture, Feral Scream, and Vorpal Spikes. Ruptures the ground at a targeted location. As you can see, the ring around Cho'Gath here is the castable range. I'll click on that and see you can cast it anywhere in this circle. So I can cast all the way out here. And that's the animation for it. It shoots spikes up the ground. It stuns the enemy for 1 second while they're in the air. Deals magic damage and slows their movement speed. The movement speed is a key slow part because, say if your enemy's running away, you just click this, you run, you can Feral Scream. 9 times out of 10, you will hit them almost immediately after you Rupture and Feral Scream. Feral Scream has a AoE cone damage and silence effect. This does a lot of damage. It scales very, very well with AP, and it silences the target, which is really, really good if you're trying to escape and if you're, trying to deal damage and extra whatnot. Let's see here. What else can I kind of go over the basics? Vorpal Spikes is really good for last hitting minions because it'll hit the minion twice. It'll hit them with your regular attack, and also then launch the Vorpal Spikes. And so you'll do a double attack. One attack will deal your attack amount of damage, and your next attack will deal the magic plus the actual base damage of the skill. So it's actually a pretty useful tool for last hitting mid, and as you can tell, see if I can get a good example here. I'll go up here. Watch this one's health right here. See, it gets hit twice, and it also hits the surrounding enemies around me. So keep that in mind too. If you see a champion that's low health, you could maybe flash to him and hit Vorpal Spikes because it does travel a short distance, as you can see. So, at level 6, every champion gets a ultimate. Mine is Feast. Deals 300 true damage. True damage is something that cannot be blocked, negated, or resisted. Even if they have 100% damage reduction, Feast is going to do 300 damage no matter what. So, very, very useful for feasting on... You can pretty much feast a regular minion once you hit him once, and then you can feast him really quick. And I apologize, I have to pull my nose real quick. That's so much better. Oh boy, I really have the cold really bad. That's okay. Last hitting minions is very useful just because of the fact that it does give you extra gold, but it also kind of keeps your opponent a little bit more under your control. You can say, you know what, I am going to do this. This is how I'm going to push your lane and be more dominant than you are. So that's always good. Always try and last hit your minions. It's very hard to kind of learn that, but I would recommend that last hitting your minions would be, I'm going to feast this guy right here, and that was the animation for feast. There is a cast time. Keep that in mind. You can't just run up to someone and go, you can't just flash in and go, okay, I'm going to feast you right away now. You do have to have a cast time. It's like, what's the sec? I think it's like 0.5 seconds. I mean, it's not a huge cast time, but it definitely is a cast time to be noted because you can get stunned during the animation, and it will use your ult cooldown timer, and you will have to wait a full 58 seconds, roughly. I do have cooldown reduction runes, and I also have some cooldown reduction talents. That was along with some magic penetration talents. My other build is a full AP, which is ability power and magic pen. That's all I use is magic pen and AP. Does quite a lot of damage, which is really, really nice. We're going to go over here, and that combo right there is actually very, very good against champions. What you do is level up my skill here. You're basically going to... Well, let's let that good thing get cool down here. Come on, come on. Alright, say there's a champion. Say the turret's a champion, alright? Alright, cool. So we're going to go over here. I'm standing here. He's running at me. I can just go boom. Kind of go over here. And Feral Scream as well. And as I'm moving like this, you saw the Feral Scream kind of flutter a little bit. That actually will hit enemies that were not originally in the line of sight cone, because the cone actually will follow you wherever you are going. I'm not sure if that's a bug. That's been there since a long time. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of happens. You'll notice your size at about level 2 on Feast. You actually get it quite large at level 2. Level 3 is kind of silly. Level 4 is ridiculous. Level 5 is pretty much what the F. Level 6 is just holy crap. Why? I will here. Let me get level 2. Right, there we go. This is level 2. As you can tell, I'm pretty huge, and I have an extra 180 bonus health, which is nuts. At 9 minutes in, 180 health is actually quite a lot of health. That puts me above 1,000 without any items. The bot Nasus here has an item. He actually has an item that gives him 120 health. Without that, he would be a little bit above 1,000, but he's actually the same level as I am. So it kind of puts you on par with champions, but champions that don't really stack health a lot, definitely Cho'Gath is very, very good for just kind of soaking up damage and going, hey, I'm going to kick the crap out of you. So Nasus is getting down a little too close to my towers. I'm gonna push him back here. I'm just going to show you a champion. I mean, this isn't really fair. Wow, I missed. Really? Okay. That was a poor example. So let's kill these minions here. Another key issue, or not issue, another key play for Cho'Gath is a flash feast combo. A little bit tricky to pull off because you kind of have to anticipate the enemy's movement. Let me back here. Just recall and go to my shop and get my core items. I'll show you my core items that I'm going to actually build. I always start off with Boots of Swiftness because it gives you a 1+ movement speed extra, which is very, very useful in my personal opinion. So people are like, "Oh, you're such a noob, you get the boot." I don't care, whatever. Everyone plays their own way. I usually end up being #1 on my team and just completely owning people, and usually carrying my team if I'm having a good day. So we're gonna buy the boots, and I still have quite a lot of money left over. My next core item is going to be a Glacial Shroud. I am not going to get Frozen Heart right away. I'm going to take the mana first, and then the shield. I do not take the Chain Vest or the shield first before mana. Cho'Gath does not have a lot of mana, and he definitely needs mana. So keep that in mind when you're playing Cho'Gath. There's a snowball build, which is basically just kind of you just lob damage to the enemy, and it's a good build, but your survivability is pretty much next to nothing. You can get focus fired pretty easily, and you just kind of get raped. So I like going hybrid Cho'Gath, which is tank / support / assassin. Very, very good. Alright, I'm going to stun this guy here. Now, you can do this to champions too, so keep that in mind. Come on, I want you to run so I can show this flash thing, please. Or not. He's a bot, so he's not going to be very smart. So, how much health you got? Alright, let's give him down a little bit more. A little bit more, come on. Alright. Alright, here we go. We're going to flash in and feast. That was actually a poor flash and a poor feast, actually. Oh, come here, buddy. Alright, there we go. Perfect. That was actually really sloppy. It's actually quite hard to play against bots because they don't move like a normal player. And my anticipating their movements is pretty much not accurate because they don't move like a normal player. So, if you're playing against the bot, kind of remember that once you're playing real people, it's going to be a little bit easier to anticipate movements. The Rupture Feral Scream combo actually does quite decent damage. Once Feral Scream is level 3 and Rupture is level 2, you can pretty much one-shot a minion line, the casters. Alright, so let's take down this turret. Let's not take down the turret. Let's keep going into the core build here. After Glacial Shroud, let me finish the recall here. Finish. Okay, there you go. After Glacial Shroud, wow. I generally will go into Rod of Ages just because it is a great survivability weapon. It gives you extra health, mana, and ability power, and it also grants you extra health, extra mana, and extra ability power, which is ridiculous. A max stack of 100 times, or 10 times, 100 times, that'd be overpowered. 10 times, so it's 18 times 10, 20 times 10, and 2 times 10. So you get 180 extra health, 200 extra mana, and 20 extra ability power. So on top of the 450 health, you're going to get quite a chunk, a lot of extra mana, and you're going to have 80 ability power with this at max, which is ridiculous. And also, every time you level up, you restore health and mana over 8 seconds. The first item I get in Rod of Ages is going to be the Catalyst, not the ability power. Survivability is very, very key in mid and early game. Then I'm going to get the Blazing One, then Rod of Ages. And then after that, it's just kind of what my team comp is. If I have a lot of enemies that are magic, I'm going to get Force of Nature, possibly a Guardian's Angel, but probably Force of Nature, followed by either a Scepter, Abyssal Scepter, which has extra magic resist, plus some ability power, or I'm going to get some a Lichbane, which has magic resist, but also allows me to be very, very offensive. If I have a lot of attack damage carries, I'm going to be focusing on health, mainly armor. My first core item would definitely be Frozen Heart then, if that were the case, and then Rod of Ages, probably followed by a Thorn Mail, and then Zonia's Hourglass, which gives you a invulnerability for 2 seconds, which is ridiculous. That's really, really good. You can flash in there, stun people, pop your invulnerability, all the enemies going to use their crowd control on you, and they're all going to waste it. Then you can feast whoever's low and silence and stun again. It's very useful. Let's see. I think that really much covers it. Just kind of the people or the heroes that I think are the most anti-Cho'Gath are probably Probably Vigar, Vagar, I never can pronounce his name. The Tiny Master of Evil guy, because his ultimate deals lots of ability power damage, plus a percentage of his opponent's ability power. And since Cho'Gath's attack are all based on ability power and not physical attack damage, he's gonna kind of do a lot of damage to you. So your best bet is, if you are facing him, try and just kind of leave him alone. Try and let your team get him for you. Don't engage him, because he will probably melt your face, because he does have a stun and quite a lot of deadly attacks that will just kind of put you in your place. Feast is really good. It stacks well with ability power, but it doesn't stack that well. I've had 100-some ability power, and it's only given me like an extra, I want to say an extra, maybe 75 extra damage, which is a lot, but your main concern as Cho'Gath is, I need to soak up as much damage as possible, and I need to control the fight as much as possible. Your silence is one of the key abilities that you have. It's such a powerful tool. An example, I was facing a Singe this morning, and I was about to die, and he was about to use his flip, and I just kind of turn around and silence him, and I get away because he was not able to cast his flip. This is a good example of how to time your rupture. Depending on the enemy's movement speed. Oh, and you're supposed to run away from me. Oh, you have minions, that's why. Dang it. Mother. Alright, well, come on, run away from me. There we go. Can I run? Nope. Alright, he's running. Good. No, fine. Alright. Cool. Can I feast him? Am I rank 2? No, I'm only rank 1. Okay. Actually, here, we'll do flash in. Rupture. Oh, I missed. Dang it. Okay, that's a bad example of what not to do. Let's silence you. And you know what? I'm gonna rupture you. Wow, I missed again. Let's see if I can get him. Oh, I'm dead. Nope, I died. Alright. That was a poor example of poor judgment right there. I should have just backed off. There are times in playing Cho'Gath where you think your feast is gonna completely obliterate him, and it doesn't. It's very annoying. And if it happens, it happens. You just there are games where I have just completely failed. Like, I was maybe like 2 feasts the whole game, because I would either use it to just kind of do short bursts of damage, or I would just completely miss. Feast is also good for just taking a half an enemy's health away for no apparent reason. This only does 300 damage at rank 1. It does 425, I believe, at rank 2, and almost 600 to 700 at rank 3, if I remember right. I've been playing this Kingdom Champion for so long that I just kind of know when to actually do it. So, but again, you know, there are times like I'll do that just to kind of get the health out of the way, and maybe possibly do it like on a super carry like Yai or something that's just really kind of melting our team, just to kind of get his health down, give our team a chance to kind of catch up to our health that's been lost. So, I think I've covered everything about Cho'Gath that I'd want to cover basic-wise, excuse me. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment below, please. I hope this has been helpful for Cho'Gath. I will actually do a couple other videos on a couple of the games I have played recently that I've done exceptionally well on, and I will kind of give you examples of, okay, this is what I did right, this is what I did wrong. So, all right, guys. Till next time. I'm RK9. Let's dance outside of the brush so we can actually see what it looks like. No, come on, dance. Dance for me. Thank you. Alright, guys, I'm out.